Hi, my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
Steve. And we've just finished playing 1 Week Ultimate Werewolf, which is based on all the other Ultimate Werewolf series. Essentially in this one, you're playing over a bunch of different rounds. You can see it's tracking the days here. So you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you play 4 days, and then everybody votes on who is a werewolf and who is a villager. So you have like tokens to represent you. So I was kind of yellow in this case, and you can see in this case I am actually a tanner. So let me explain what the different roles do. Essentially, the villagers are the good guys, and they want to vote for a werewolf and kill a werewolf by the end of the final day. And if they do that, they win. The werewolves, on the other hand, are trying to kill a villager. Here we go. But there's this one extra guy called the Tanner who actually wants to die. The only way he wins is if somebody votes for him. So he's trying to get himself killed. So he has to look as guilty as possible. So they kind of go face down on all these rolls. And then we go into the first day. And in the first day, everyone places a card. So you have a selection of cards for different roles. But in the daytime, all that matters is the number at the top left, which is how far you're going to move. So I might pick the troublemaker here. In this case, though, I play it, and it just lets me move 2 spaces. So you're kind of moving around. So I could go 1, 2, for example, to the foyer. Everyone else plays the cards, and they all move around to different places. And then potentially, because it's the daytime, you can do different actions. So the kitchen will let you take your cards back into your hand, because they're going to stay there otherwise, and you're going to get a reduced sort of pool of cards you're choosing from each round. The parlour will let you interact with staff. No, you can move staff members, can't you? So as well as the people, you've also got some staff members. We've got Jeeves and Alfred and Alice, I think. Yeah, the staff members. So they're kind of non-player characters who are moving around. But in the parlour, you can potentially send one of the staff away or bring them to the parlour. The kitchen we talked about. The guest bedroom, you can look at someone's last played card. I'll come back to that in a second. So we've all kind of done our daytime actions, and then it comes to nighttime. Everyone closes their eyes, and one at a time you open your eyes and pick a card. So let's say it's my turn. I say I'm going to be the seer, and I put it face down, and that would let me look at 2 other people in the same room as me. So if I was here, I could look at this one. That's a villager, and I could look at Alfred. Alfred is also a villager, so that's useful information. But you are allowed to lie. So I could have said, I'm going to be the troublemaker, even though I've kind of already used it. And although I'd have to do the seer action and look at these, I could say that I was swapping mine and this one and kind of pretend that I was swapping them around. But obviously I'm not. So everyone goes round one at a time, open their eyes, playing a card and doing something. But you kind of say out loud what you're doing while you're doing it. But obviously you could be not telling the truth. So that's a day and then a night, and everyone wakes up and you do it again over 4 days and nights playing your cards. But obviously because you've used them, now I've got a limited pool of cards. I might play this one and decide to stay where I am. But in terms of the night phases, the Insomniac just lets you look at your own so you can see what it is. The Robber obviously steals someone else's and swaps it for yours, and then you get to see what it is. And the Troublemaker, as I mentioned, was swapping 2 other people's. So those are the selection roles, and everybody's got the same set of roles. There are also some night actions. So in the staff quarters, normally you can only interact with the people in the same room as you, but the staff lets you interact with the staff no matter where they are. So I could swap myself with Alfred, for example, because he's a member of staff. In the Great Hall, you can do things with the people in the rooms on either side. So there's sort of more scope for actions there. And one other thing I didn't mention is the guest bedroom during the day, you can look at somebody's last played card. Because at night time you play them face downwards, people could be lying. You get to look at someone's last played card and see whether or not they were telling the truth. So these things keep moving around and people keep swapping them, and you're trying to keep track, and it's hard to keep track. So they give you this nice little board at the bottom here and tokens. So if yellow says that they're a villager, you can put that there, and you think green might be a werewolf, and you can kind of track the different people here. So that's useful. And as I say, you get to the end here, everyone votes, and whoever gets the most votes is sort of executed. And as I say, if you kill a villager, the werewolf wins. If you kill a werewolf, the villagers win. And if you kill the Tanner's the only one who wins. What do we think?
I quite liked it. You want to score out of 10, don't you?
So just tell me what you think first.
Well, I think first, it's a fun game. Need to play it with the right people, definitely. And I'll definitely be playing this one again. Probably not one for the direct family, but definitely me, the brother-in-law and everything like that. We could definitely enjoy this game. Definitely play this again.
Mark?
I really like it, and if you played any form of One Night Ultimate Werewolf, it is essentially that, but extended over multiple rounds. It's longer because you are taking more days, but ultimately it feels very chaotic, like One Night Ultimate Werewolf, because the roles are changing. Well, especially this, the roles are changing between players. If you're robbing, I'm taking a role. People might do that several times, so it's really hard to keep track of what's going on. I really like the fact that as your cards become limited, you're sometimes forced to lie when if somebody thinks you must be lying because you said you played a card at this point, but you've now just played it for a movement, so you're definitely lying. It's got loads of extra rooms and various things to keep the game going longer, which is really good. So you've got probably more lastability. I think ultimately for me with this, I would play this over playing 3 games of one night. If you've only got time for one, you play that. But if you've got the extra time, I actually think I prefer this.
Okay, Steve?
I think you learn the game a bit as you're going along. It's Chris's first game, and by the end of it, he knew what all the basic roles do. One advantage to this is that you all have access to the special thing. You can all rob someone, you can all troublemaker someone, you can all steal someone. So sometimes in One Night Ultimate Werewolf, for some of the other games with special powers at night, you wake up and think, I don't really like this power, or I find it really hard to win with this power. Whereas this one, you can use it. If you don't like the troublemaker, you can play it for movement, and you don't actually have to do it. Absolutely nice. Mark said there's loads of extra rooms. In fact, every game we've played 4 games of this now, and you've got a little recording sheet, so a Tanner win, and you can record villager wins and werewolf wins. There's 4 different ways of winning. Tanner, villager, werewolf, or no one dying is a way for the village team to win. And of the 4 games, each thing has happened. So it seems balanced. It seems very chaotic. So you think, yeah, we've solved it on Thursday daytime, we've solved it. Thursday night, someone's in the staff quarter, they can interact with any staff. You haven't got a clue whether they've still got a robber in the hand because you haven't been paying attention. They've just been quietly doing their own thing. And you're like, go to the last thing. Do we trust them? Things change instantly. Mark said it's chaotic, and it's less solvable than some of the other versions. If you play Secret Hitler or Hail Hydra or some of the other kind of social deduction games that plays over several days of events and something, it can feel like you're going to lose or you're going to win. You've got it or you haven't. Whereas here, you think, I think I know what's going on, and then one more night goes by and you haven't got a clue. I'm with Mark, actually. I think with the right group of people, this is probably a more enjoyable experience. You can be in it, you can be well for 3 days straight, and then you can swap and you're back on the village team. You know, you can do that, and you always have access to the ability to do that. You can't just be done in effectively.
Rating?
I really like it. 8.5.
8.5.
I'm going to rate it a 1 because I was the werewolf and I died, but if I wasn't the werewolf next time, probably about 8 as well.
Okay. Yes, I do really like One Night Ultimate Werewolf, but it's kind of so quick. One of the reasons I still like the original Werewolf game is because you can keep track of people and what they said over multiple rounds. It's like, oh, well, he seemed pretty guilty based on his behaviour from previous rounds and tracking that kind of thing, which you don't really get in One Night Ultimate Werewolf because there's only one night. This encapsulates that feeling of the original Werewolf, where you're trying to keep track of what people said, were they lying here, were they lying there, but it's much shorter than the normal Werewolf, and there's no player elimination, and you get to have all the roles. So I think it's a great improvement on the original Werewolf. If you want the feeling of the original Werewolf game, this does it, but better. I think it's very good. I would be on an 8.5. Alright, thanks very much for watching. That was 1 Week Ultimate Werewolf.